Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Sauce. It's the backup channel backing Celeb up and bringing you all the breaking news.
Check this out. Recently, there's been some Uber Eats and some DoorDash fraud going on, and one TikTok user has something to say about it. Check this out.
Have y'all heard of this new epidemic of people letting their boyfriends drive Uber or do DoorDash under their name? And so when you're a person who only gives like directions to get to your apartment to women, and you open the door for Ebony and Ebony actually happens to be Steve, that's not okay? Like, I'm smiling, but it's really not okay. Y'all have got to stop letting your boyfriends who cannot pass a background check deliver food to people's apartments or pick people up for Uber. It is not okay.
Oh geez, what are you getting loud for? I mean, first off, when anybody comes to your door that you don't know, you're supposed to look through that peephole to see who it is. And then, second off, if you don't have the peephole, you're supposed to ask who it is with the man voice. Every female should have the man voice. You're supposed to be like, yo, who that is? Drop that food at the porch. Well, after the TikTok user dropped that very informative PSA about this new epidemic that's taken over the streets, one person said, quote, just don't open the door. Folks have to provide for their families just like you. End quote. Okay, I think it's safe to say that this chick is letting her boyfriend use her ID to deliver the Uber Eats. Well, another person came through and said, quote, yes, oh my goodness, I ordered some food to be delivered to my work and Starla was delivering. Well, walked outside and Starla was definitely not his name. End quote. And then after that, somebody else came through and said, quote, that happened to me and the guy had taped a music CD to my bag of food. End quote. No, this dude did not deliver your Uber Eats with a demo on the side. I mean, that right there is crazy, yet it's ingenious. I gotta tell you, I have yet to experience this Uber Eats DoorDash bait and switch phenomenon because, like, for the most part, I'm still doing contactless delivery. Listen, let me know if you've experienced the switcheroo from chick to dude on your end, and also, let me know what you think about this chick saying females, stop letting your dudes use your identity to deliver the Uber Eats and the DoorDash because they can't pass the background check. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. Now, as you know, Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy has been out there on the campaign trail, but what you may not know is that Vivek has been rapping while he's been out there on that trail. And during some of his stops, Vivek has been doing his own rendition of Eminem's You Better Lose Yourself for the crowds. Well, now, Eminem is telling Vivek that he better lose his track because M has officially banned the presidential hopeful from using his lyrics. So this is what happened. The other day, the licensing arm of Eminem's Marshall Mathers record company, BMI, sent out an official letter informing the Ramaswamy campaign that, quote, BMI will consider any performance of the Eminem works by the Vivek 2024 campaign from this day forward to be a material breach of the firm's licensing rules, for which BMI reserves all rights and remedies with respect thereto. End quote. You know something? Sometimes I think that these people who are running for president of the United States just don't think it through. Because I mean, Vivek Ramaswamy getting up there and singing the lyrics to Eminem's You Better Lose Yourself would be the same as like Donald Trump jumping up on stage and singing Public Enemy's Fight the Power, or DeSantis jumping up on stage and singing An Old Negro Spiritual, or Mike Pence jumping up on stage and singing Cardi B's WAP. I mean, the agenda between the artist and the politician just don't align. And if Vivek or anybody on his team were confused about where Eminem stands when it comes to his politics, they just should have went on YouTube and watched a video from Mosh, because Eminem is very clear about where he stands. And somebody else who wants you to know that they're very clear about where they stand is P. Diddy, because P. Diddy says that he won't stop fighting for the black community until the black community is no longer expected to accept crumbs. The other day during a fireside chat at InvestFest 2023 in Atlanta, Georgia, Diddy took a moment to remind people in the crowd that although he's broken many barriers and is part of an exclusive billionaire circle, he still endures the hardship of not being included. Diddy shared how the media will often portray an elevated yet false image of inclusivity because black celebrities are thriving in various arenas. However, he still feels excluded. Diddy said, quote, "When they talk about us having money and they look at us, it's truly an illusion of inclusion. I can't play a part of the illusion of inclusion. You looking here at me like I'm totally included. No, I'm fighting for the same thing I was fighting for when I got in the game, and it's on another level. It's very important to understand, out of all the billionaires in the world got almost like 9 billion people in it. There's only 16 black billionaires, so that's the illusion. Yeah, it feels good for one of us to get in, but we gotta stop taking the crumbs. It's time for way more. Out of 9 million, I want 2 billion to be millionaires." End quote. Now, after Diddy said that, he also went on to discuss the fact that he's often lonely because it's lonely at the top. Diddy said, quote, "It's definitely lonely. It's not that many people to talk to. I talk to Jay and some other friends, but when I look at it, I know the truth. It's not enough wealth being spread around. I'm at this point, and that's what energizes me. I don't really look at it as far as I'm a billionaire. I'm more like my people are not doing good. Yes, I'm blessed to be a billionaire, but at the same time, if my people aren't doing good, I can't be subtle." End quote. Look, I am quite sure that P. Diddy is not listening to my little YouTube show. But if you happen to know P. Diddy, tell him something for me. If you stop ripping people off every time they enter the game and they start getting a few coins, then maybe they too could be billionaires by now too. And you wouldn't be so lonely. I mean, for real, I don't mean to sound like a hater, but I personally know people that this dude is ripped off because he has been a very bad boy when it comes to doing business with black people in the past. So this bootleg MLK talk just rubs me the wrong way. Listen, let me know what you think about P. Diddy saying that he's not gonna stop fighting for black people until black people are no longer expected to accept crumbs off the table. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. And while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get churchy. In a series of tweets made on Sunday, rapper Terrence Punch Henderson, who assumed the role as president of TDE, aka Top Dog Entertainment, said that he's not a fan of all of the demonic influences on music today. In his first tweet, Punch wrote, quote, "Where's the inspiration? Where are the artists? This thing is shifting. It's a dark cloud looming over the business. Who's the last artist that really spoke to you?" End quote. A few days later, Punch returned to Twitter and added, quote, "The demonic influence is getting more and more blatant in this thing. The gradualism was numbing. Now it's just out loud. I mean, it was written." End quote. Well, after Punch dropped those posts, one person came in his comment section and suggested that the problem is that many hip-hop songs glorify violence and addiction, and Punch responded by saying, quote, "This whole system is wicked." End quote. Now, after that, somebody came through in the comment section and suggested that Punch was part of the problem because they said that it was demonic for TDE to allow their former artist Kendrick Lamar to make a video where he was wearing a crown of thorns and acting like he was Jesus. Okay, so after taking that gut punch, Punch came back and he said, quote, "I'm not here to speak on what anyone should or shouldn't be doing. Everyone has their personal beliefs, and so do I." End quote. Look, I'm not about to get into the debate about whether or not Punch and Kendrick Lamar are part of the problem or not. But what I will say is that we need to stop acting surprised that the enemy is trying to attack us through the music. If Satan was bold enough to roll up on Jesus in the wilderness and say, all of these things I will give to you if you will fall down and worship me, then he's definitely bold enough to roll up on you and try to tempt you through YouTube, Spotify, and your Dr. Dre Beats headphones. So, it's not a question of whether or not some of this music is demonic. The question is, what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna let this jacked up music and the stories that some of these rappers are selling you and telling you keep you from getting your salvation? Or are you gonna follow Jesus' example and say, away with you, Satan, for it is written, you should worship the Lord your God, and him only you shall serve? Because Jesus says that when he said that to the devil left him, and behold, angels came and ministered to him. So the bottom line is, demons are demons, and demons are gonna do what demons do, especially through the music. But you have to choose whether or not you're gonna let Satan use you, or you're gonna let God use you. I mean, are you gonna listen to some King Von and then go out and shoot somebody? Or are you gonna listen to some King Von and be like, you know what? This mess right here is jacked up. Let me go out here and do some good in the world. And while we're speaking about choices, have you guys seen the trailer for the Book of Clarance, starring Lakeith Stanfield, Omar Sy, David Oyelowo, Alfre Woodard, Tiana Taylor, and Benedict Cumberbatch? I mean, I almost fell off of my chair when I heard them playing Prince's I Would Die For You in the soundtrack to the biblical epic. I was sitting there like, oh my goodness, what in the world is this? Listen, let me know, when the movie drops, are you going to see it? Let me know in the comments. Now, peep this. The other day, Spin Magazine asked Busta Rhymes to pick his favorite underrated rapper in celebration of Hip Hop 50. And Busta Rhymes said that his favorite underrated rapper is Rock Marciano from Hempstead, New York. When talking about Rock, Busta said, quote, when I say Rock Marcy is my top 5 MC ever, there's a whole lot of science behind that. The guy Rock Marciano is a godsend. The precision, his ability to be an incredible architect with words. The man is a craftsman with the pen. Rock Marcy exemplifies a timeless greatness, and there's a lot of great ninjas that's afraid to rhyme with him. A lot of people are scared to rhyme with him because they're scared that they'll be lyrically outclassed by Rock. End quote. Yo, you know how there are some dudes in the NBA that can really play, but then they take their game down to the rucker and they get crossed over and they get their ankles broke by dudes like Hot Sauce? Rock is like one of those dudes. I mean, this dude is on point, and for years he's been out there doing his thing. However, he's never gotten the shine that he deserves. So I'm very glad that Busta is finally putting a spotlight on him. And I love the fact that Busta has always been man enough and confident enough to always give other people their props. I love that about Busta, because Busta never forgot where he came from. Listen, let me know what you think about Busta Rhymes saying that Rock Marciano is one of his top favorite rappers of all time. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. And hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source, your source for celebrity news. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.